This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Mark Magnuson.
Hello and welcome into Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Today is Thursday, September 29th, 2022. We're so glad you could join us for today's show. In today's episode, I will visit with Joe Ben Bogle of Syngenta. He's going to tell us about some of the new technology that's helping farmers out in their fields and a product that he describes as a digital filing cabinet. Really goes a long way towards making their jobs easier. We will also have a look at the ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day, we are joined now by Jacob Burks from agmarket.net. Jacob, what are we seeing today? What did we see today on the grain markets?
Yeah, we wrapped everything up here. It was a very quiet day in the corn market, as you tend to get before some information is released. As we covered several times here, the quarterly stocks report coming in tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. So that's another piece of information that the market's been looking forward to getting their hands on that. You know, what did we end up with from last year? Will the USDA come and make a big change? So today's trade down a penny in the corn market, the December corn market, really quiet trading range. The soybeans, we talked a little bit in our technical video Wednesday afternoon. Brian did a great job covering the soybeans in the key reversal, or the Doji Dragon Star, if you want to be very technical about it. We had a good strong recovery in that soybean contract, and we ended up putting what hopefully could be a bottom there, from a technical perspective at $14. So we traded down to $14.03 overnight and ended up being a penny and a half higher day. So it was a very quiet session still, but had some good solid support there on the charts. The wheat market, again, not a lot of flash, not a lot of flare, but we ended up being down about 8 cents here on the day in Chicago, down about the same in Kansas City.
Jacob, you mentioned that today a little bit quiet maybe, but we know, as you said, there is a report coming out tomorrow, that quarterly report on grain stocks. And sometimes when we get that new information on a day like that, the markets get kind of volatile. Do you foresee that tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I almost use the pun, and I do the calm before the storm, and I don't mean that lightly with the guys down there in Florida. We have several people down there. But you saw a lot of pictures yesterday, if you looked at Twitter, of like what, before and after. And I think that's kind of what we could be boiling into here, of some quietness as we get ready for just information. And the way these computers trade, it is like a Category 4 storm hitting the Gulf. Is the orders are in place, everything's there, and one momentum triggers another, and you get a lot of sporadic volatile trade. And that's something that you can see off these reports. The market thrives on information, and as they get information, the algos change and momentums can create a lot of chaos.
As a trader, or as a person that does market analysis like you, does it make your job even more difficult a day like tomorrow?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's exciting. There's a lot of information, and you try to analyze what's going to happen. For me personally, I spend a lot of my time looking at what's going to hurt my customers, from a producer standpoint. I deal mostly with producers. So I'm looking at, hey, what happens if this market goes 20, 30 cents higher in one day? What happens if we lose, bushels from last year's production, and vice versa, more so, if you haven't sold enough. So, most of my days, preparing for the worst case scenario for my customers. So yeah, there's a lot of different things out there. And as you're seeing, the grain harvest start to pick up, we anticipate seeing some pressure in the market here. And I don't know if you've kept up with it a lot on your show here, but the Mississippi River, our export system's screwed up right now. We haven't got rains. Typically, when you see a dry harvest forecast, you get excited because we can roll right through it. But we've been so dry that we can't load a barge. And so that's look at the dynamics between what's going on in the soybean mill and soybeans. Where are we going with these things? The P&W basis is really exploding. You're seeing a major push down in basis levels, from St. Louis and below, just because their barges can't get down the river. So a lot of dynamics going into this week in this report and this harvest. It's been a unique year.
What was the story today on the livestock side of the market?
They tried to catch everybody's attention. There's a lot of focus right now with harvest report tomorrow, and the feeder cattle. If you want to look at like just some technical trade and like the definitions of momentums, you saw a key reversal today here in the cattle. And as we went to the end of the day, and it looked like we were going to head stronger, I think the long positions just kept on adding on. We've beat this market up here for about 2 months, and rightfully so. But now, if this market holds in here and we do see some technical, recovery, people wanted to be on board, and I think you saw a little bit of that in a thinly traded market. The orders came rushing in, and we had a feeder cattle market that closed $2.30 higher. Fat cattle $1.50 higher. Same type of scenario. We went down, tested some new lows for this move, and ended up closing higher on the day. So a good technical chart, closing above the 100-day and 200-day moving average. That'll be pretty significant there as we go forward. Hogs kind of gave up the ghost in the middle of the day. We had a recovery after the browbeating that they've taken for the last week of trading, last 7 days. At one point we're $1, $2 higher, and just gave it up and didn't close really weak. So I would say this is a pretty negative close for the hog market.
Jacob, thank you as always for the great analysis here today. For our listeners and viewers that want to get in touch with agmarket.net, how do they do so?
I just come to our website here. I would encourage you to sign up for that 30-day free trial we have, and we always do a recap after these reports. So tomorrow you could sign up for that 30-day free trial, catch the recap there as we go through that and kind of analyze the numbers. So yeah, just come to the website, look at 30-day free trial. You can find each individual broker there on the About Us page if you want to talk directly to us.
He's Jacob Burks of agmarket.net with our market analysis here today. Jacob, thank you for the information as always, and have a great rest of your day.
You bet. Have a great day.
That was Jacob Burks of agmarket.net with our market analysis here today. And we'll take a look at how the numbers closed. Those numbers brought to you by the folks at Bar Chart. December corn is down 1 even at 669.5. November soybeans up 2 even at 1410 3/4. December soybean meal down 5.5 at 407.20. Soybean oil for December up 171 at 63.86. Chicago wheat down 7 even at 896 1/4. Minneapolis wheat down 6.5 at 966 even. Kansas wheat down 9 1/4 at 966 3/4. December oats up 4 3/4 at 382 3/4. On the Merc, live cattle for October up $1.07 at 144.12. Feeder cattle for September up 60 cents at 175.97. Lean hogs for October up 7 cents at 89.45. December pork cutout down 12 cents at 86.35. Class 3 milk for September down 2 cents at 19.87. And that's been a check of the ag market recap here on Ag Matters PM. We're going to take a quick break now to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. And when we come back, I will visit with Joe Ben Bogle from Syngenta. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Coming up next, I'm going to visit with Joe Ben Bogle from Syngenta. Joe is involved on the technology side of farming, and he's going to tell us about how his job helps to make the farmer's job easier. Mark Magnuson here with the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, and I'm joined today by Joe Ben Bogle. He is the Digital Ag Marketing Lead here at Syngenta. Joe, could you tell us exactly what you are excited to talk about here at your setup at Farm Progress?
Well, thanks a lot, Mark. We're excited to talk about CropWise, which is a new digital platform that Syngenta is bringing to the marketplace. This is a global platform from Syngenta that we've launched all around the world, and we're introducing it in the United States now as well. We've had a number of digital tools over the years that now we're able to bring together under the CropWise platform. One of the most popular programs that we've had in the United States has been AgriEdge, which is a grower program that's had a history of over 20 years. And now we're bringing new innovation to that program through CropWise. Some of our customers in the past will be familiar with tools such as LandDB or FarmShots, and those tools have now transitioned over to CropWise Financials and CropWise Imagery, and they'll be joined by future CropWise tools, all part of this platform that interconnect, work together, synchronize data, so that there's less double data entry and more efficiency of being able to collaborate with your business partners and collaborate within your farm or within your retail operation using some of these CropWise tools.
Now, using these tools, just kind of a bigger overview of it, is it just a better way to get a view of exactly what you're working with your crops in your fields?
Well, one thing is that it's just that. It's a better way to get a view of what you're working with, but it's all about efficiency, saving time, and being able to make decisions versus just having to comb through a mountain of data. So, from the efficiency side of things, I'd say that one of the biggest benefits to being on CropWise will be that fields won't have to be re-entered into each application. User accounts won't have to be recreated. I know I'm being down in the weeds with some of these things, but once you put some information in, it will be able to follow the user across those different digital touch points and interfaces, and you won't have to spend so much time setting everything back up again, dialing in your fields just the way you want them. You'll be able to focus on going to work and getting things done. The second part I'd say is focusing on being able to make decisions with the data that you have. So, no one has time to comb through and do all the analysis on all the data that they'd like to. We're trying to free up time for people. So whether it's growers that are using CropWise Financials for record keeping, being able to kick out reports that they need for FSA reporting, landlord reporting, or they're trying to pass a pesticide audit with their spray application records. Being able to do more of that stuff at one touch versus having to type it all back up again is one of the key benefits. Or retailers that might be using CropWise imagery for scouting and field analysis, we try to do some of the heavy lifting for them by analyzing the imagery. And one of our new features that helps with that is called Easy Scout. And Easy Scout actually uses a stoplight chart, red, green, yellow, to categorize your fields based on their vegetative growth and vegetative index, and identify the fields that may be in need of scouting or a closer look, and which fields are on track.
So have you seen good results already from CropWise? Have you seen producers come to you and say, this has made a difference for me in this area, it's just made things more easy for me to access?
Sure. I'd say that being able to get their arms around all the decisions that they have to make and having a common digital filing cabinet that's a central place for finding all that information is a big value that we add. Plus, I'd say that a lot of our producers really value the service component of what we do. We have a high service piece that goes with AgriEdge or with our retail programs that we try to walk our customers down the digital path so that we may have the greatest innovation that people need that level of service to be able to get the most out of it. So we really see this as a partnership and a coaching and service that we provide to get the most out of all this.
Are these programs, these tools, are they user-friendly? Are they something that someone can jump right into?
Yes, I think they are friendly, especially I'd say CropWise imagery is one where we've really focused on simplicity and ease of use throughout the entire interface. All we need to get started is a field boundary, and once you have that established, we automatically start bringing in the satellite imagery reports, and everything takes over from there. So there's not nearly as much setup work involved as there used to be.
So who would you recommend a program like this to? Someone that's maybe on the fence, if they're looking for something in specific to help them out on their farm, who would you say is best able to use something like this?
I think both growers and retailers are able to benefit from these tools. Syngenta AgriEdge is a program that's focused on growers, and if any growers are interested, they should contact their local retailer or Syngenta representative to learn more. AgriEdge combines both CropWise Financials and CropWise Imagery, and two grower-focused tools. And then within our retailer portfolio, we have CropWise Imagery that a retailer can utilize as well. I'd say that CropWise imagery is probably a better fit for retailers in those cases where if they're wanting to provide scouting services, imagery analysis services, or to roll that into some services that they already provide, like crop scouting, it's a great complement and value add for those services. So it really fits both sides of the audience there.
And is there anything else you'd like to let our viewers, our listeners know about when it comes to these products and services and what they can do for them?
We really appreciate our customers. We hope that they do reach out and check in to learn more about these products and services. We're here to help them innovate and benefit from all the innovation that Syngenta brings forward.
That was Joe Ben Bogle from Syngenta. As for right now, let's take a look at the ag weather outlook. Very comfortable temperatures outside during the daylight hours here in the state of Iowa. We have temperatures that are still climbing into the 70s, feeling warm at times, but also that little bit of a tinge of cool fall air. And in the evening hours, we have been cooling off to our coldest temperatures so far yet this fall, dipping down into the 30s. Now let's take a look at what the National Weather Service has in store for us for the next 24 hours. As you can see from the National Weather Service, a very mild early fall day today. We will have mostly sunny skies across most of the state with a slight warm-up. Temps range from the mid-60s to low 70s. Tonight, mostly clear skies across most of Iowa, clouds increasing in the northwest. Lows overnight should range from the upper 30s to low 50s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny in much of the state, while northwest Iowa will have more cloud cover. Highs will be in the upper 60s to mid-70s. Looking at the affiliate weather map for tomorrow, Cherokee, partly cloudy with a high of 76. Shenandoah, mostly sunny and a high of 76 as well. Des Moines, mostly sunny and 73. Albia, mostly sunny and 71. Waterloo, pretty similar story, sunny with a high of 71. And Clinton, mostly sunny, but a little bit cooler with a high of 68. For a more detailed forecast in your part of the state, make sure you check with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. That's been a check of the Ag Weather Outlook. That also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. And you can find our video content on our YouTube page. That's where you will find all previous episodes of AM PM. And make sure while you're there, you click on the subscribe button so you can stay in touch with us, and also click on the notification bell so you can receive alerts whenever we post any new content. Also, do not forget, you can listen to our free twice daily market podcast. Those are located wherever you find your favorite podcast on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Mark Magnuson. On behalf of Riley Smith and Dustin Huffman, thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.